Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Meleeionaire. We're raising money for the Genesis TOs. They got hit pretty hard having to reschedule their event, and who better to bring on as a contestant than the 10th greatest TO of all time himself. None other than Crimson Blur. That's right, I can say it, and it's the Crimson Blur. How are you feeling tonight, Crimson Blur? How are you feeling about your odds here, your chances?
A little worse after that shot. I had my 2 on credentials.
That wasn't a shot. That was right? I'm not top 10 player of all time. That's,
but I'm feeling good. I am a little worried because I know Melee stats, and they give me the hardest questions. I know Cody's was probably a softball compared to
I'm sure it's out of respect.
Last time I got what was Sensei's pool in pound 4 because everyone remembers who Sensei is and what pools he had. You know, that was
You played Mango.
Well, all right, Toph.
You mean pound 3, right? You mean pound 3? Pound 3 was an MDVA. I thought you were from
Look,
MDVA.
man, I'm just saying that's a hard question.
You could have picked a better example. I believe that they give you hard questions in general, but I don't think that question's that hard.
They're trying to trick the Blur, is what I'm trying to say.
I just don't think that's that hard of a question. Anyway,
it's a reputation.
I'm going to explain how this game works. I'm sure we all know at this point. You know, it's an American pastime. But whatever. Let's get through the formalities. Of course, you've got 3 lifelines, and you're going to use these lifelines at your own leisure to get through 15 multiple choice questions with 4 choices each. Your lifelines are the 50-50, which will reduce your 4 options down to just 2. You can also ask the audience. And the audience in question is going to be Twitter, so we're going to be polling Twitter and pulling data from the Twitter realm. So make sure you keep that in mind. The people you're asking for help here are going to be, you know, the average Twitter denizen. Lastly, you've got your phone a friend. I know we've decided who the friend is in advance, right? But we're going to wait until you actually use the lifeline to bring them in and keep it as a little surprise for everybody out there. With that in mind, do you have any other questions, Blur? Or are you ready to get into Who Wants to Be a Meleeionaire?
I'm very nervous. Let's do it.
You've been in the hot seat before, haven't you?
Oh, it's so hot.
Here we go. Starting off here on Who Wants to Be a Meleeionaire. It's going to be our $1 question. This is for $1 being raised to support the Genesis TOs in this difficult time.
Wait, the more I get, the more that gets raised?
That's right. The more questions you get correct, that is going to be more money donated to the Genesis TOs in your name.
Okay, all right.
That's right, and I will tell you the dollar amount before every question. We're starting off low, just $1. Are you ready? Here we go. And the question is, which character does not appear on the character select screen? Is it A, Sheik, B, Peach, C, Mewtwo, or D, Mr. Game & Watch?
So this is a weird question because as far as I'm concerned, Mewtwo and Mr. Game & Watch don't really appear on the character select screen in modern Melee. But the answer is Sheik because she transports from Zelda. A, final answer.
A, final answer. It's going to be Sheik. And that is correct. Well done. $1 raise for the Genesis TOs, and you're on the board. It's got to be a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. This is 100 on the
second
screen.
Question. I know. Well, we're gonna edit in post.
Out there,
we're edit. I know, but we're gonna edit it. We're gonna edit it in
post.
I know. We can do that. We have that power. Hey, Blur, for $2, what does Fox say in his taunt? Does he say A, you're too slow? Does he say B, everybody look at me? Does he say C, show me your moves? Or does he say D, on?
Well, Sonic in the later Smash game says you're too slow. Everybody look at me is a translation of "na me take it," and "show me your moves" is what Falcon says. Fox, in fact, says "come on." So it's D, final answer.
Loving the logic here. D, final answer. Is it come on? Yes, it is. $2.
Woo!
All right. Making your way through these early round questions, but don't let your guard down, bro. These questions will ramp up in difficulty, as you know.
My guard down. My guard down.
Third question for $3 this time. $3 raised for Genesis TOs. Fill in the blank for the following diss track line. Kieran Reno, why they still bop you? My man still out here losing to blank. Is it A, Zamu?
Oh.
Well, go ahead.
I like that there's 3 zoos on here, or 2 zoos on here. They don't have the third zoo, Julian Zoo. But I don't think this is a particularly bad loss for Hugs, and this is the Hugs diss track.
Listen, I don't think any of these are bad losses. Let me read out the answers, all right? A,
ahead,
Zamu, B, Gatsu, C, Kalamazoo, or D, Fiction?
The answer is B, Gatsu. Final answer.
B, Gatsu is going to be the final answer. Is that correct, production? $3 raised for the Genesis Dios. Congratulations. You're right. I don't think any of those are particularly bad losses.
This is the Nice Shot Hugo diss track by Chillin. One of the great all-timers.
An incredible rapper. Top 10 of all time.
One of the greatest to ever do it.
Our fourth question. This is going to be for $5. We're upping the ante a little bit. You thought it'd be for $4. It's for $5. We're skipping ahead. In the first level of adventure mode, which character do you fight a horde of before moving on? Is it a horde of A, Pikachu, B, Mario, C, Yoshi, or D, Kirby?
The first level of
First level of
is
adventure
the Mushroom Kingdom. You are going through and fighting some Goombas. There's some Koopa Troopas, paratroopers actually. You know, they're just flying around. You got the
fluttering their wings
section at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then there is an elevated platform where there's Toad in the background, just running around. I don't know what he's freaking out about, but I kind of vibe with Toad as a concept. I thought he would be a great Smash character. So of course, you know, with Toad in the background, there's obviously a bunch of Marios, you know, just like dancing around and like you're just fighting them. So it's got to be C, Yoshi. Final answer.
D, Yoshi is the final answer. Production. That is correct. C, Yoshi.
Don't forget about the blur mix-ups. I always have
the blur ups.
Yeah.
Blurring them out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the noise they always make.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the next question is going to be a checkpoint question. If you get this one right, not only will you have raised $10 for the Genesis Dios, but you are guaranteed to not go down from that point. Even if you get a question wrong after that, your $10 amount will be guaranteed donated in your name. Are you ready for the 5th question and our first checkpoint question?
Guess so.
Who has won the most Big House tournaments in Melee history? Is it A, Mango, B, Mewtwo King, C, Hungrybox, or D, Armada?
Okay. I think it's Mango, but I want to count. So Mewtwo King's only won one. He won Big House 3, The Return of the King. So Big House 1 was Lovage, beating SUJ. Big House 4 was Mango. Big House 3 was Mewtwo King, like I said. Big House 8
You have an
was
interesting
Mango.
way of doing numbers, I've noticed.
Yeah, just jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
God, I hate doing this because it's like HBox won a couple.
Yeah.
So Mango's definitely won 2.
Xbox pretty good.
HBox, man, I suck. And you know, I always suck at the numbers. I know this seems like a brain dead easy question, but I always suck at the numbers. I always mix up the tournament.
Is that why you think that being the 10th best TO of all time is bad? Your brain can't really conceptualize the number 10 or what that means, so you kind of assume that it's bad.
No, it's bad. Anyway, let's put that aside, because clearly no one actually thinks that. So, it's not Armada, it's not Mewtwo King, and, okay, how many did Acebox win? How many did Mango win? God damn it. Big House... Acebox at least won like 2. I remember what comes into my mind is that one stage setup where they had all the faces. They had a bunch of H-boxes on there.
Yeah.
That was the one that Mango won. It's like, bro, what about that? So,
Well, what happened to your strategy of going through and naming numerical ones and then trying to figure out who won that
I
specific one?
abandoned it
just
because
counting?
I feel like Big House 5, I'm like, what the fuck happened? I don't know the numbers, man. I like remember my memory on stuff like that is like super bad.
Well, Blur, you could use your 50-50 lifeline here, right? That
Yeah,
would
but you know what's gonna
randomly that would randomly eliminate 2 of our choices.
It's gonna.
And you've got a very good chance. You've got a very good chance. No, you've got a very good chance of one of.
I have no chance. It's gonna be Mango and
No, it's completely random. Blur, it's completely random.
No, I don't trust Melee.
Blur, use the 50-50. It's completely random. No, there's a very good chance
this
it
is
liberates.
so early on.
Let's do the math on it. Let's do the math on it.
This is an easy question. This is an easy question. I know this is an easy question. Everyone's making fun of me in chat right now.
Well, what do you think? What if you used the 50-50 and eliminated A and C? What would you think then?
All right, so hear me out. All right. Big House 2. How was that Big House 2?
Listen, I'm just saying if you use your 50-50, there are several. I think there are 6 outcomes of the choices that can get eliminated here, and in only one of those outcomes do answers A and C remain on the board. You realize that in most of the outcomes,
if you believe it's truly random,
which it is truly random. I know how it works.
I almost want to test it just to like show you how untruly random this is. And I don't like the 50-50 as a lifeline in general. I feel like I could if I took a long time, I could remember every single Big House and get this without needing to use any lifeline.
Who won Big House 1?
Big House 1 was Lovage. See, that's one of the ones it's okay. The ones that the numbers are hard for me in my head. It's 5, 6, 7, and 2. So if HBox won 3 of those that I just listed, I'm in trouble. Because Mango definitely won Big House 4, and he definitely won Big House 8. Okay, so 5, 6, 7. What the hell happened at those? And what happened at 2? 2 Fly Went Far, he did a combo on SFAT, everyone got hyped. But he didn't win the tournament. So, that was Mango lived in Ohio tournament. Did Mango win Big House 2? Does that sound right? Mango, that's
it might have been Mewtwo King or Armada.
It wasn't Mewtwo King. Mewtwo King only won Big House. Mewtwo King has 3 wins in his career. Sorry, Jason. But he's not hard to remember, in general.
$10 question? Are we still on the $10 question?
You know what? He's making fun of me, so I'm just going to use the 50-50 to prove Toph that it's going to be Mango and HBox.
All right. Production, please randomly remove 2 of our answers from the board here, leaving only the correct answer and one other answer.
Okay, this is not a bad. Okay, I knew it was Mango, and this is what's annoying. Now I use the lifeline that I didn't need to use because Toph's host was making fun of me. What if Jason just won 5 Big Houses and I'm just completely wrong and I went to every single one of these events. Why didn't I go to Big House 1? I went to 7 of these 8 events and I still need to use a lifeline. What does this say about my own remembrance of my own life?
I'm mad.
A Mango, final answer. I'm mad at myself.
A Mango, final answer. I'm mad that it didn't remove A and C. I'm really upset. Actually.
I literally knew the answer.
Well, congratulations, you got to the 5th checkpoint. Well,
don't congratulate me. I literally knew the answer.
At least you did it on your own terms.
The hot seat got me.
At least you were. I know the hot seat got you. I'm sorry.
This is so lame.
All right. Well, the stakes are going to start upping from here. That was for $10. This is for $20. If you can get this question correct, you will have raised $20 for the Genesis TOs in your name. And if you're wrong, you at least will have always. You can fall back on that $10 amount. So without further ado, the 6th question for $20. Who is the giant alien in the background of Brinstar Depths? Is it A, Ridley, B, Kraid, C, Zeebies, or D, Mother Brain?
Pronounced Zeeb, Stove. Come on now. Zeebs is a location. It's not even an alien or a character.
I said that to. Well, I pronounced it that way on purpose.
Point that out. Mother Brain is the great antagonist of the Metroid series. If you played Metroid 1, spoilers, but it's the final boss. You shoot a missile into Mother Brain's little lair. Ridley is a boss and is in Smash games. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you played against Ridley on a little platform, and be big in that game, much bigger than your player character. But then later Smash games, they made really, really small, which everyone had a problem with because it's like
Not that small.
Well, bigger than other characters, but like really supposed to be freaking huge, you know? But
Maybe he's got
you can't just,
shape-shifting
like,
powers.
I guess they're supposed to be trophies. Like the characters in the game are supposed to be trophies, so they're.
Well, you
I
realize
guess
that
they
in
can
Super
do
Smash
their
Brothers
chest.
Melee, Pikachu is like he's like up to chest level.
Yeah,
in terms
makes
of
no
the size.
sense.
You realize
he's
that.
supposed to be like on your shoulder. Like he's like
Yeah.
Ash has Pikachu on his shoulder. It's supposed to be super small, but that character would be broken, more broken than it already is. I should say.
Well, but they'd scale him according to weight, right? Because you know when you have the
I-
tiny mushroom, you know everything kills you at like 10%.
I guess that's true, but I still feel like if Pikachu was Pichu's size, that'd be terrifying. Anyway, the answer to this is B. Kraid. Final answer. He is the alien in the background, a great boss from the Metroid series. I love it.
B. Kraid. We're locking it in. He's got some weird stuff coming out of his belly button. He's got like little arm spike things.
I can't find this. There's a video on the internet.
Remember, the questions are going to start getting amped up in difficulty. Let's see if you can get this one right. Again, for $25, Homemade Waffles and Phil are most known for their call of Wombo Combo. Who was the third commentator? Was it Shroomed? A. B. Bob Money. C. Mango. Or D. Dunk.
I mean, technically, Bobak was a commentator because he does put in a choice line. That's very important. You know, that to the whole thing. So I'm trying to like. Does anyone else talk in Wombo Combo? Danny Falco. Like who else? Does anyone else say anything? Whoever says something, they don't say anything impactful. This is interesting. That like I actually, if you asked me before this question that there's a third commentator in Wombo Combo, I've been like, is there? And somehow every single one of these answers seems plausible. So, like, who says something? Okay, so Wombo Combo, that ain't Falco. Happy Feet. Oh, get your ass whooped. All these are Brandon Phil. Unless I'm mixing up Phil's voice for like Dunks or something, because Dunk has a similar intonation at points.
Similar intonation.
At points, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Is Bob Money in the background somehow? All of these seem plausible. Wait, was Mango at that tournament? Yes, he was. Does Mango say like a line in the background and I just like forgot about it? Go. Happy Feet. Oh. If they say something. Also, why isn't Bobak on here? That's the correct answer. That line he says is more memorable than whatever this person says. Okay, it's not Dewan.
What's that line he says? What does he say?
He says that his something is hard.
His life
it's not
probably.
Dewan.
His life is a TO, and that's why we have to raise this money for him.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
Bobak.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well, and I hope your something is also doing well. And
His life.
his life is also doing well. It's not Dewan. I feel like Dewan's voice is so distinctive. Like I would immediately be like, it's Dewan. I mean, so it's not shroomed. Immediately, I feel like I would remember this.
Okay.
Somehow, the other Bob Money, I feel like I would also remember his voice somehow. But I like, he could have said a line in the background. I'm just like forgetting a line in the background. And also, he was a very big commentator at the time. Like he commentated tons of stuff at the time. Dunk is the perfect person to be in the background. And I hate to say it, Dunk, but I would forget that you're in this video. And so Dunk is very tempting, and it's actually a mischievous one to put on the list. And Mango could have said a word or two and then just not been there, and that's possible. So the only one I'm really eliminating is Dewan. I'm not feeling comfortable about this question at all. And what's troublesome is we're at like the 7th question. I'm already thinking about using another freaking lifeline. The good news is my phone a friend is largely valueless in my opinion. The person I have as my phone a friend, I don't think would know this 100%, and I don't know how much they'd help me in the extremely hard questions.
You don't think they know much else?
I think they don't know much else.
Got it.
Certainly not more than me, right, Toph? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I feel like I'm a fraud. I'm not doing that well. You know what's happening here? What's happening in Meleeionaire is what happens to me in every Melee set. I get put in the hot seat. There's genuinely a ton of Melee knowledge here. There's a ton of Marth knowledge here. There's a ton of actual skill. And yet, you put me in the hot seat, and I crumble like the mental game is just not there. However, I also think the Ask It audience, like I think they would just get it right because they'd freaking Google. They just watch the video and they'd be like, "That's freaking Mango." Wait, is it just Mango?
I don't know.
Oh, it's just Mango. Wait, hey, Mango says, "Bobak's dick is hard." This is Mango's voice. Wait, it's Mango's voice? Isn't it Mango's voice? Wait a second, that's Mango's voice. That's Mango's voice. Wait, Bobak says, okay, excuse the cuteness. My dick hurts, my dick hurts. And then Mango says, Bobak's dick is hard. This is the only way I remember
his life, really, but
I feel like that's Mango saying that. It's not about money. It's not dumb. Yeah, it's probably Mango. I don't want to waste.
I think it's Mango. You think it's Mango?
Mango. Final answer. I might get punished here. I don't actually remember.
You're saying Mango. You're saying Mango. Final answer.
What?
Well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's try to remember more about this. Who's playing? Who's playing in the Wombo combo?
That's easy. It's Zoo. It's freaking Sound Spectre, and it's Michao Tang.
Okay, and
Lucky too.
And
I
Lucky.
think.
So you're saying Mango and Lucky were both at this tournament?
Oh no, Toph's questioning me. This means it's probably wrong, and he wants to help me out.
Well, no, I'm not trying to do anything.
Let's try to reason it out.
Make sure we all have all the context. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we all have all the context here.
Is it Dunk's voice that says Bobak's dick is hard? Because it's not Phil and it's not Brandon that say that. It's the third commentator that says that. That talks about Bobak's genitalia. Guaranteed.
Okay, I'm just gonna go in and say, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we can edit this out, but I'm pretty sure Blur said final answer. Did anyone else?
Final answer. I might get punished here. I don't actually remember.
Final answer. I might get punished here. I don't.
Well, you know, Blur, you did say final answer for Mango.
Joking. But continue.
You did say final answer, and
I
think
did
for the
say
rules,
it.
We actually have
I
to.
did say, and I'm just at this point, it's in God's hands now.
How are you feeling about your guess that you've locked in?
I feel like he says Bobak's dick is hard. It sounded like Mango's voice. It really does. It sounds. I feel like this is probably the right call. We're taking a risk. You know, you can't win games without taking a risk. This is my walk-up forward smash moment.
Okay. Mango, for I've forgotten what the dollar amount is. I'm sure it's for a lot of money. Is correct.
Or smash hit.
Congratulations,
It never hits. They always shield it.
You made it past the some sort of dollar amount. I think it may be $25. All right.
God bless
Yeah.
Bobek Stick.
And the next amount is going to be for
God bless Bobek Stick, dude.
correct. That which is why we're
Bless
gonna raise the
up.
money for him for his
Yes.
for his surgery or something.
Yes.
$50. $50 here is gonna be the amount. That's right. We're doubling it. $50 raised for the Genesis TOs if you can get this next question right. Which Fox player won DreamHack Atlanta 2018 over A. Absent Page, B. Moki, C. Cyrox, or D. Drugged Fox?
I commentated like 75% or 80% of the DreamHacks, but I wasn't at DreamHack Atlanta 2018. I did like grands for almost every DreamHack at some point when they were running Melee. And this, of course, is the one. I mean, these guys, like says, I'm telling you, they're trying to get me.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah,
I think I know this one.
you do.
'Cause I don't think Moki ever really won an event. I don't think Cyrox ever really won an event. And I don't think Drug Fox ever really won an event. Absent Page has the best win of his career at a DreamHack Atlanta, I believe. And I'm pretty confident about that because that was one of the motivations of when people were arguing whether he was top 100 all time because he was right on the edge. They were thinking, well, he did win a freaking tournament, and most other people can't say that that are on that list. Now, do I remember how that set went? Do I remember anything about DreamHack Atlanta 2018? If you had said what DreamHack did Absent Page win, what year, and what tournament, would I have gotten that question right? Absolutely not. Because again, I mix up the numbers. I'm terrible about the numbers.
The numbers.
But I can tell you for a fact, with all due respect to Moki, Cyrox, and Drug Fox, they didn't really win shit. So I don't think they won any of those. It'd be really funny if I'm wrong and they did win shit and I look like a hater. But I don't think I'm a hater. Well, I do think I'm a hater, but not here. And so I'm gonna go with A, Absent Page, final answer.
A. Absent Page. Did he win DreamHack Atlanta 2018? Yes, he did. A career win for Absent Page. As we move
Career
on
win.
to the $65 question. $65 will be going towards the Genesis TOs in your name if you can answer the following question.
Is this a cutoff point yet, or are we not there?
No. One more after
Ah.
this.
Why is this so hard?
I know, it's grueling. The next question. And there's so many more to go.
There's so many more to go.
There's so many more to go. Who was the first god that Leffen defeated in a tournament set? Was it A. Armada, B. Hungrybox, C. PPMD, or D. U2 King?
First god that Leffen defeated in a tournament set. So he has beaten all
That's
of
right.
these people.
We're
That's
making it a
a
little
fact.
easier for you. We're ruling out Mango here because we only have 4 options.
Thank God
Wasn't
they
Mango.
ruled out Mango. You know, I would have been tripped up. Now, in my gut of guts, I immediately think that beating Armada at Beast was probably his first one that I recall. And I know it's not Mewtwo because he took a long time to beat Mewtwo. I believe Mewtwo was the last god that he beat. So it's definitely not Dreisel, Zimmerman. And PP, like when was the first time Leffen beat PP?
When was the last time?
MLG,
First time left.
MLG Anaheim 2014 was a win, and that seems pretty early in terms of Leffen. That's the one where he drilled him off stage. But I don't think that was his first one. I believe Beast was before that. Or was it? Anyway, so when was the first time he beat Hungraba? I have no fucking idea. When was the first time you beat Hungrybox? That seems like a memorable moment. That seems like something that would be a cause for celebration for Leffen fans everywhere. But Blur was barely paying attention. He was in the room. I would guarantee I was in that room almost every time I'm in the room.
Yeah.
I guarantee I was watching the projector.
Yeah.
I was also probably sitting next to someone who was distracting me.
I see. You don't think you were asleep in a chair somewhere?
I might have been also sleeping in a chair somewhere. It's
You know,
all
I've got
possible.
I've got a Toph sleeper emote for this exact kind of. It's like a little play on Resident Sleeper.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I actually have the most among Smash players, the most number of faces on Twitch of myself. Like Alex19 has an emote of me.
Really?
You have an emote of me. Hugs is an emote of me. I have like 4 emotes of myself. That's a lot. Think about it. Like how many people have emotes of other people taking their face and making them as emotes? I feel like there's a compliment here. Anyway, I really think it's Armada. Pretty sure that Beast win was really goddamn early. Armada was a TO, but was it? How early was it really? Like if he beat PP in 2014, like that seems really early. But it just doesn't feel like it was the first one. That's actually not that early, huh? Because that was summer of 2014. Phone was getting good already. We could just trust the gut and like basically say the last walk-up F smash worked. I don't remember when he first beat Hungrybox.
You know, you've got 2 lifelines here.
Yeah, but there's like freaking 6 questions to go. And we're trying to win, Toph. You play to win the game. You don't play to lose the game. Though I could lose right here. It just why is I feel like the fabric of the universe, like every atom in the universe is vibrating and they're trying to speak to me here. And they're saying, Armada, Armada. That's what they're saying to me. You know what I'm saying?
They're saying that. Yeah, no, I know.
So
I think I can hear them too. Yeah,
they're talking to me. And
Yeah.
who am I to ignore
the fabric
universe?
of the
I feel like the universe provides, and the universe is providing me the correct answer here. And that's one of my favorite players of all time, one of my favorite humans of all time. Miss him greatly. Adam, I'll tell you this right now if you're watching this. I will travel to Sweden to visit you once Corona's over. We're going to hang out.
Wow.
But I might get this wrong. But it feels... Did he beat Hungrybox?
You're asking me, did he beat Hungrybox? Yeah, he beat him at some point.
He did beat Hungrybox. I know he beat Hungrybox. I'm saying, when was
I remember some of those sets. Oh, he beat him at like, Evo 2018. I remember that set.
That's way after, all right? It's not helping.
Well, but I mean, but he did, right?
He also beat Armada at Evo 2018. If you want to think
Did he?
about that.
Well, I don't remember that. Did he?
God damn it. Did he? Yes, he did. It was Grants. Anyway, it was Grants.
Hey, who sent Armada to losers at that tournament?
Leffen, because Leffen won. Oh, who sent him to losers? Toph, you're mixing me up here. This is like
Well, who sent him to losers? I'm asking you. And time's up. Swedish Delight. That's right. Swedish Delight. Remember that?
He made.
Remember that?
What a monster! What a freaking monster!
The Swedish beat the Swede.
That's true. You're right.
How are we feeling about our answer to the real question, though?
Answer.
How are we feeling about this question? A moment ago, you're feeling pretty confident about the atoms of the universe. You still hear them?
It's only Armada or H-Box. The others are ludicrous.
If only you still had your 50-50 lifeline. If only you still had your 50-50 lifeline.
If only, but I don't. So you tricked me into using it. So here we are. The only problem with my lack of confidence here is I don't remember when he freaking first beat H-Box. It just feels like he beat H-Box so many times in total that the first one was inevitable.
Like Thanos.
The Armada Beast was so early. That was like a thing. It's like, oh, Leffen beat Armada? And then he talks shit on Smashboard. That sounds
Who
like
said
something
who
that
said it
happened.
like whose voice were you just doing? Who was that an impersonation of?
I think that was like Mike Hagar or something. It seems like a thing he would say. We're gonna go with A Armada. The Atoms of the Universe.
A
gonna fail
Armada.
Dude,
Is that your final
that's
answer, Blur?
He's judging me.
No, I'm not judging you.
He's judging me.
I'm trying to push you towards the correct answer here. Is that your final answer, Blur?
Wait, but you just asked me a question about Hungrybox.
Me? No, I didn't. No, I said, is that your
Look,
final
I'm
answer?
not gonna let my anxiety get the better of me.
Yeah.
The universe.
Which you shouldn't. Which you
lies.
shouldn't. Which you shouldn't. Listen, you could also use a lifeline here. You know that.
The fuck does Taffo know, bro? Oh yeah, that's my friend. I don't know if I'm supposed to spoil that.
We could bring him on.
He's not gonna help. And if I do it as a question on Twitter, the people are gonna make fun of me. I feel like this is too easy of a question. And I have a reputation to keep. So you either go out like a buster, or we live like a. So we're gonna go with. God, this if I get this wrong, this is a bad one. A Armada.
Final answer. Is it A Armada? Final
hurt me.
answer.
It was H-Box?
Leffen and Hungrybox played at Apex 2014, and as you know, Apex in those days
January.
was the first tournament of the year. That's right. All of these losses were in 2014, but the first one that happened was at Apex. It was Hungrybox. Tough. we could ask Taffo. We could see if
It's 2014 again? The last one, I got tripped up on an Apex question. Why don't I remember Apex 2014? I was there.
you were there.
Apex 2014 is such an unmemorable tournament for me. That was 8 years ago. What do you want from me, people? I'm at, He was wearing the little cap. Armada was sitting next to him. I remember the set now. He's wearing the stupid little orange cap.
I don't think it was stupid.